Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to do the second part of the Ask Me a Question series. Ask Me a Question is two parts. The first part is the word mask because we are going to mask together. The second part is still using the word mask, but ask me a question. In this video, I'm going to be answering the questions from all of the comments in last month's Ask Me a Question. For next month's video, you will ask a question down in the comments below, and then at the end of that month, we will do a Ask Me a Question video with all of those questions. So if you have a question for me, it can be about anything you want. It could be personal. I don't answer them all, but it could be personal. You can always ask anything on this video, and I will try to answer it next video. We will hopefully be doing this every single month for a while until you guys run out of questions, I guess. I think it's a fun video to do, and I get to do a mask on camera. I will also be time-stamping all of them in the description and in a comment that's pinned, so you could find your question that you asked. So we're gonna take our makeup off, and while we're taking it off, actually, last time someone did ask a question and said, like, why did you leave your eye makeup on while you were masking? It's a little bit hard to like rub my eyes because I had LASIK surgery before, so I like usually take my eye makeup off with an oil and like slowly rub it off. The only way I think I could do it is if I turn this camera off, go to my bathroom, spend the good amount of time to get like eyeliner and everything off. It's just like a much longer process, and I'm kind of lazy. So that's the reason why I don't. But I think I answered that question in the comments, so that's not technically a part of Ask Me a Question. I am obsessed with this micellar water, by the way. I bought this in Boxy Pop-Up because it did not come in my BoxyCharm box, and this is like one of my favorites. And the first mask I'm going to do is from Kimmy. This is brand new. I actually bought it because on my Instagram, a good majority of people answering my poll said they would like to see me review it. I've never tried this. We're gonna open this up and try it today together for the first time. I am a Kimmy affiliate, mostly to get my own discount, but if you do want to use my discount, I think it's proof 20, and you could get 20% off, or there's one for proof 15 for 15% off. The 20% one requires that you spend $40. That's why I gave you the 15% as well, because I think you could spend less with that one. That color is so cool. So this has their butterfly pea powder in it, and that is, I think, what makes it blue like this. And this is a clay mask, so it is still gonna be drying, but they say it's a restorative clay mask, so it also is nourishing while it's clearing out your pores. The first question is from Emmy G, and she said, what are your favorite types of videos to watch? So I do like watching unboxing channels, but if it's a box that I get, I like to wait until I get my box so that I don't watch it all the way through and then basically get everything spoiled for myself. For example, if anybody gets Fashionista the box before me, I don't watch their video until I'm done with my video and I actually got to like get the surprise of opening that box myself. And I really just like YouTubers that are funny. Like I like to be entertained on YouTube. The content is less important to me than the personality of the person and just like vibing with them and just thinking like that was cute or funny or whatever. I don't necessarily have a preference in style. I do watch some vlogging channels. I watch some beauty channels. I watch unboxing channels, obviously, and I watch travel channels. I don't know. I just have to feel into that personality at the time. I feel like I look like a Smurf. So the next question is from Karen F. And Karen asked more than one question, but the first was, you mentioned skin discoloration. Yes, I have skin discoloration from acne scarring because I always pick at my own acne. So that is the discoloration I'm talking about, but she said, would that include age spots? And yes, if you're using brightening products, it's gonna be able to work on both of those. Just because you get them differently, it's still the same thing. It's that hyperpigmentation. So it does include that. Whenever I'm talking about products that have worked for my acne scarring, it should also work to lighten any kind of hyperpigmentation. But there are definitely some that are working on your acne and discoloration at the same time. So it's not just a brightening serum. For example, I use the Flora and Bast Clarifying Serum. So there are some that probably wouldn't, I don't think it would hurt using them for age spots. It's specifically made for acne to help clear your skin while you're doing that brightening. And then the second question was, what could I recommend for that? The best things for brightening your skin are retinols and vitamin C. They work really, really good at that. And then acids. So if you don't have sensitive skin and you can take having those acids on your face, if you want something that like will do what an acid will do, then you could try to find something with like pineapple enzymes or pumpkin enzymes to have the enzymes trying to clear that dead skin and give you brightening, but it's not gonna work, I think, as well as if you had something with those acids in it. So the last question asked by Karen is also asked by Zesty Girl, and both of them asked, what does a typical day look like for me? First off, any day in my life, I am doing something like every moment of the entire day. Every day is just insanely busy. Right now I am taking care of puppies and basically taking them to the bathroom every 2 to 3 hours, feeding them 3 times a day, feeding myself 3 times a day. I also work from home, so I have an office. I work in my office during the day. Then in the afternoon, because I want the puppies to have some playtime, I take them downstairs because downstairs is not carpeted, so I can trust them down there. And they play while I work on my laptop. It's so much harder to work on my laptop, or else I would do it all day. My office has carpet and I just don't trust the puppies on carpet at all. So after dinner and all of that, usually I'm editing YouTube videos. Literally every single night I'm editing YouTube videos. So that is just what I do in the evenings. I'm starting a new business. It's very exciting. I don't think I can share about it just yet because it's not ready for me to start sharing about it, but look on my Instagram and other things very soon for some sneak peeks to that. There's a couple things I do just for like pleasure. I read before I go to bed, and I watch The Masked Singer every single week. It just started. I'm very obsessed. I'm like psychotically obsessed with it because I think I'm good at it. I think I'm good at guessing them. Anytime I think I'm good at something, I get really obsessed with it and just like want to do it all the time. I wish there was like 20 Masked Singer shows that I could watch because I would probably watch them all. So I do that, and I also have 3 book clubs. 2 of them meet monthly. I run one of those with a very small group of friends, like 5 or 6 friends. Then the other one meets monthly, and one of my best friends runs that one. And then the third one is for this channel. It is the EP Book Club, and we are currently reading a book, and literally tomorrow is our book club date. So October 1st, we're gonna go live on this channel, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So come join us. Even if you didn't read the book, you can listen and hear what we thought about the book. It might just be me telling you what I thought about the book. I don't even know if anybody actually ended up reading it. This video should be going up Wednesday, the last Wednesday of September, and that video will be October 1st, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it'll be live, so come, because it'll be fun. This is totally a shameless plug, but at the beginning of that video, we are also gonna be voting for our winter book. So you want to be there for that because I'm going to talk about all the books that we could read in the winter, and then we will just like live vote instead of doing a poll, and we'll pick it right there. So that's incentive to come to the live video. Those are my weekdays. My weekends, they're a little more laid back, but not really. I do a lot of my cleaning. I do a lot of my cleaning on Friday too. Even on my Friday lunch break, I do a lot of cleaning, and I like to clean Friday night so then Saturday I can like wake up to like a clean space. I do a lot of filming. I literally film like everything you see during the week is filmed Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, I do watch church. My church live broadcasts their church, so I love to watch that. And every weekend, without fail, I get a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Starbucks is very close to where I live. I could walk, but I don't. I drive because I'm lazy, and if I'm spoiling myself with Starbucks, I don't need to walk to get it. So that is the opposite of spoiling. So every time you guys buy me a coffee on the coffee website, and thank you guys so much for those of you that do, that's usually when I get the coffee. But I don't, other than when I'm sleeping, I do sleep in every Saturday and Sunday because it's the only time that I can. But other than that, I don't have a break. Like that is kind of how I like being. That's where I find joy, is like really being busy. The next question is Discovering Bands by Michael Nagy. I think I'm saying that correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. And the question is, what is your favorite type of music and bands? And I have eclectic taste. Like literally, I listen to The Temptations, I listen to Cardi B, I listen to country music. Like if I had to pick one favorite, like you could only listen to one more, it would be country music. But even looking at my playlist, you will find so much variety that you wouldn't even know that that's my favorite. Like there would be no way for you to figure out my favorite by looking at my iTunes. So I think this is ready to remove. I actually expected that this would turn lighter because the green one turns really light when it's done, but it just feels firm, and we've been talking for a minute now. So I feel like it's time for me to go wash this off. So I'm gonna go get a warm, wet washcloth, wash it off, and then we'll answer the next question. So next we're gonna do a lip and eye mask, but I'm gonna put the eye mask on first, and then I'm gonna read some of the questions so that when I have this on, I'll just play the audio of me reading those questions. So these eye masks are from Black, BLAQ, and they're hyaluronic. They're very like squishy and slimy, but they're great. They're covered in hyaluronic acid, and Black is a cruelty-free company. They do have cruelty-free products, and they're mostly like charcoal based, but this one is covered in hyaluronic acid as well. So I'm really excited for these because they look ridiculous, and I can't wait to show you. It comes with these little tongs to pull it out, and I saw, look at these. I saw someone do this, like try this on their lips, and they look so huge that it's just like hilarious. It smells good. So the next question is from It's Chels, and her question was, what has been your favorite memory from this year? So earlier this year, I did get to go to some of the Disney nights. I went to the Sweethearts night, and I went to the 80s night, and I went to the Pixar night. They basically closed down Disneyland, and they let you come after hours and ride the rides, and there's no line for any of the rides. I'm gonna be posting those on my Everything Proof travel channel when I get around to having some time. Just after the last question, as you can see, I never have time. Those were definitely the highlight for me, and they all happened right before the pandemic. Then everything kind of just closed down, including Disneyland. I guess that would definitely be the highlight for me because I have not done much since then. The next question is from Kimmy's Boxes, and she recently just started her channel. She asked, am I vegan or vegetarian? This is actually a question I get a lot because I recommend vegan things all the time. And I am flexitarian. Flexitarian just means you have a primary diet, but you are flexible. When I buy groceries, I only buy vegan groceries. So when I'm cooking my meals, they are all vegan. But when I go out to a restaurant, if I really want a cheeseburger, I will eat a cheeseburger. So that's what flexitarian means. It means that you have a primary diet, but you're flexible. I feel like I'm semi-vegan, but I'm definitely not vegan. So the next question is from Hope, and it says, because you mentioned FabFitFun and causebox, I'm wondering if you do all the research videos for causebox like you do for FabFitFun. And the answer is no, I don't. The reason that I don't is because in the past, there wasn't much customization for causebox. They had spoilers, but it wasn't the same. So when I do the FabFitFun research videos for the sales, it's mostly the beauty related items like hair care, skin care, all of that. There are some of those items in the marketplace for causebox, but there just aren't enough. And I don't know if enough people would watch that. So if you guys would watch that and you want to put a comment down below, you want me to start doing them, I could definitely add it in, but there's a lot less subscribers than causebox, and there's a lot less that I can do research on. FabFitFun has national brands, people purchasing them on a regular basis, leaving reviews out there so I can find out what does this smell like before we go out and get it in a FabFitFun box. Causebox is not like that. They have brand new brands or baby brands or very small businesses, and I love that about them because it's usually things that I've never even thought of trying myself, but there's not information out there, so it's very hard to make a research video for causebox. That mask was interesting. It smelled really good. It smelled like watermelon. Does not taste good though, so do not lick your lips. And it's supposed to be a hydrating lip mask. I don't know that my lips actually feel hydrated. Definitely I can already tell that like underneath my eyes it feels really hydrated though. Last, we have a quick 10-minute mask from Tula Skincare. This is their Star Bright Nourishing and Brightening Hydrogel Mask. This one is really cool because it comes in 2 pieces. Like, there's no way that it can't fit your face because you can, like, move it around to fit your face. So the next question from Kimmy's Boxes is, do you rent or own? And I do own this home, but it's like a townhouse, so it does have a connected wall to another, like, unit. So I do share a wall, this wall behind me. Then another question for Kimmy's Boxes, she said, do you have just the 3 dogs or do you have any more pets? So right now, yes, I only have the 3 dogs. I used to foster kittens. When I had my 2 like grown-up dogs, I used to also foster kittens, and my dogs loved it. Well, Candy did not love it, but Cupcake used to love it. And then Sarah had a question. She said, why did you name your puppies Cannoli and Cappuccino? So my first ever dog, I named her Cookie. Cookie was like one of my first words as a kid, so I named my first dog for my first word, Cookie. Then I got a second dog and I named her Crumble. So it was originally like Cookie Crumble, but then it was also like Apple Crumble. And then when I got Candy and Cupcake, I was like, I have to keep this going because it just like, I've already started it, right? You already have 2 dogs, you might as well keep the trends going. So then I named Candy and Cupcake. I, as an adult, have not owned puppies. Like when I grew up, my mom definitely let us have a puppy before, but I never like got my own puppy. So this was my first time as an adult, like going and picking out my own puppies. They were a family friend. His dog actually accidentally got pregnant and they were asking for donations to get their dog spayed. So normally I do like to go to a shelter because I do think there's a lot of dogs that need homes, but this like felt right for me too. And I wanted to keep the naming going, but I wanted their names to match. So I made a list. I have a list actually on my phone of every seafood name I could think of, like Cheerio and calzone and cherry and literally everything I could think of. And then I tried to put some together. I really wanted to name Cappuccino Cashew. I don't know why, I just think Cashew is like such a cute name, but I couldn't find another girl C name from my list that I thought went with Cashew. So I ended up not naming him Cashew, but the second I met her and felt like her name was Cannoli, I was gonna name him Coffee, but then I was like, that doesn't go with Cannoli as good as Cappuccino. So that is how he got his name Cappuccino. Captain America is also my favorite superhero, like literally ever. So I call him Cap, and Cap is also like Captain America's nickname. So it's like, he's almost, it definitely ended up working out, and I'm so glad I chose those names. So Heather asked, are you going to get engaged soon, do you think? And I do not think I am going to get engaged soon. No, you guys will not see me getting engaged soon. That is definitely not gonna happen. The next question is from JackieNaturals, and she asks, what is your favorite eye mask or eye cream? My favorite eye mask is actually the one you saw me put on today, the black eye mask. It is really full of hyaluronic acid. It's super slippery. This one's actually, it like keeps slipping off my lip as I'm talking too. These kind of like gel ones, you're just supposed to really like lay and let them sit there. But I do feel like they feel so good and are really making a difference for my eyes. So that's definitely my favorite one. So perfect time to ask that question, because the ones I wore last time, I do love them. The Wander Beauty ones that like heat up, there's no comparison. The black ones are way better in my personal opinion. For the eye cream, I would say that I definitely love the Glossy Box eye cream that we just got. I have been using that stuff like crazy. I'm loving it a lot. I really think they did take a lot of time with their ingredients. So the next question is from Buffy, and I'm gonna read this one because I don't want to mess it up. It says, can you elaborate and give us what you look for on the label? Because we talked about skincare in the last video. What active ingredients am I looking for with each product? And she wrote top 3 thumbs up and top 3 thumbs down. And before I answer this question, because I want a disclaimer, I am not an expert in skincare at all. So ask an esthetician or ask a professional like dermatologist or something if you have something specific about your skin. But I'm just gonna tell you what my favorite and least favorite are, and based on my own research, the way I use them and why. If I'm gonna put anything around my eye area or leave it on my face at night, a thumbs down is fragrance. I don't want fragrance on while my face is trying to repair itself at night. Will I allow it in my other skincare? I will. If I have 2 options and one of them is fragrance free, I'm probably gonna choose the fragrance free. For me, also because I have oily skin. I don't think this happens to everyone, but if you have very oily skin, silicones sit on top of your skin. So any skincare that has silicone in it is going to allow that oil to just kind of like sit in there. So silicone is a very like big molecular weight, and it literally sits over your skin, and that's why you get that silky smooth appearance. but it comes at a cost. And similarly, this would also be for someone with oily skin, is petroleum-based products. You guys will hear me say all the time that I don't put waxes on my lips, I don't put silicones on my lips, and I don't put petroleum-based products on my lips. Those will also sit on top of your face. They're called occlusives, and technically they're moisturizing, so they are found in some moisturizers and some cleansers as well. I believe your skin should breathe. I think it's meant to breathe. I don't think we're meant to place like something on top of it that sits on top of it like that. Those are things that I avoid because of my skin type though. If I had extremely dry skin, it might not be as big of a deal to me. I probably still wouldn't want to use some of them. I do always avoid it on my lips, but I often avoid it on my skin as well. And then my top 3. So I would definitely say hyaluronic acid is my favorite ingredient, and I like the form called sodium hyaluronate. They come at different molecular size. So there's hyaluronic acid, that's huge. It sits on your face, gives you all that moisture, but on your face. I'll actually go in levels. So hyaluronic acid sits on top of your face, and then hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid penetrates, but it doesn't stay as long. And if you have really oily skin, you'll get the moisture you need, but it's not going to like do anything like too moisturizing that could cause you to produce more oil or anything like that. That's kind of like, I would say, the best for oily skin. Then there's sodium hyaluronate, and that one goes like a little bit deeper, and that is the best for anti-aging. That's probably my favorite because it really plumps your skin from within. And then if your skin is really, really dry and you want that hyaluronic acid like in there as long as possible, then you want sodium acetylated hyaluronate. And I think that that one not only penetrates really deeply, it stays a lot longer than all the rest. So it's retaining that moisture as long as possible. So if you have really oily skin, you might not want that one, but if you have really dry skin, you might want that one. So it's hard for me to make recommendations because it depends on your skin type, what is best for you. I would say my next like family of favorite ingredients are antioxidants. The natural environment is like deteriorating our skin on a daily basis. So having those antioxidants, they help with free radicals. Free radicals are the things that are kind of destroying our skin, including UV, like everything. Literally everything is breaking our skin down. When damage is already done, it helps restore damage, and also it can be as a protection against damage. There's sea buckthorn, very rich in antioxidants. I love green tea because it also contains caffeine, which is another ingredient that I really love for skin. So green tea, full of antioxidants, also full of caffeine. And niacinamide is really full of antioxidants. I don't know, did I say vitamin E already? Vitamin E, blueberries. So it's hard to pick 3 favorites because I love so many other things. Like I love having collagen and I love having ceramides. So it's so hard to pick something else that I'm like, this is my 3rd one. But I would probably say it is caffeine. I like to use caffeine a lot in my skincare. Personally, it just really works for me. But like I said, everybody's skin is going to be completely different. It's hard to tell you what my favorite ingredients are because they're my favorite ingredients that just suit my skin. So the next question is from Kimmy's Boxes, and she said, I would like to know, I've been dying to ask you, how old are you? I feel like I have a like young feel to me sometimes. I don't know. But I will say that I don't want to answer this question, not because I have any like dislike to my current age, but just that's a very personal detail, like your age or like the location you live or anything like that. Like those are very personal details. But in order to still answer the question, I will say that I am probably older than you think I am. And I will also say that it has been more than 10 years since I started college, my undergrad. So that will give you a little bit of a range where I am right now. The last question is from Sherry, and Sherry said, what is your favorite type of movie? My favorite type of movie is comedies. I just love to laugh. Like the whole point to me of going to the movies is to be entertained. So for me, it's always comedies. Will Ferrell is like one of my favorites. So if he is in a movie, I'm probably watching it like 100 times over because I just think it's so funny. Then she said top 5 movies. So that is like so hard. That is like almost impossible. Top 5 movies like of all time. That's a really hard question. And I know that I just said that I love comedies, and I do love comedies because I love to watch them over and over and over again. But I would not say that those are my top 5. My top 5 are actually like movies that really made me think or feel something. It's actually hard. I'm gonna pick 5 off the top of my head, but I'm probably gonna skip one that is actually one of my favorite movies, just because we're gonna do this as fast as we can, okay? So I would say Chinatown is one of my favorite all-time movies. I also live in the Los Angeles area, so it's kind of interesting because in a way it has like some history in it as well. It's just like such an intense movie. It really makes you think about like corruption and money and how things are happening like that. So that is definitely goes in my top 5. And then I do really like the movie John Q. Again, it makes you think about like health insurance and how that works, and it's like a little bit political but also like breaks your heart, and Denzel Washington literally can like break your heart always. So he's such a good actor, and like trying to save his son's life in that movie, and that's like based on a true story as well. So such a good movie, really such a good movie, and really makes you think about how like insurance works and our healthcare, and like some people having insurance and some people not having insurance, and like that system and everything. And this is a movie that's actually a love movie, but it is one of my favorite all-time movies, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It kind of makes you think about love and like that whole point of like trying to forget someone and that brokenheartedness and all of that. It is technically a love movie, but I don't feel like it's very like love-y. It's just like, I don't know. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about, because it's all about like deleting someone because it hurts so much how much you loved them. Like, yeah. And I think that's a really powerful movie as well, and really makes you think about why we remember them. You know, you remember them to be able to move on and all of that too. I'm just gonna have to give you top 3 because the rest is difficult. There's a lot of great movies. There's too many great movies to just do top 5. I love like Fight Club, The Usual Suspects, Inception. I love Liar Liar actually with Jim Carrey. I think that is such a hilarious movie and so like brilliantly done. Comedies with Will Ferrell, like Elf. All Christmas long, I could watch Elf over and over and over, like literally. So yeah, there's so many favorites. The last question, also from Sherry, it says, what series are you watching, cable or streaming? And right now the only thing I'm watching is The Masked Singer. I'm so busy that I do not have time to watch anything else. Like I watch YouTube before I watch TV. All I'm watching is The Masked Singer, and I'm so obsessed with it. If anybody else is obsessed with it, message me on Instagram. I want all the like, we need to chat about it. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys at book club tomorrow here, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And please ask more questions down below so that we have questions for next month's Mask Me a Question video. Hopefully you liked the masks that I use. Like I said, this is my favorite eye mask. This was very weird. I don't feel like it's moisturizing at all, but it is very beautiful scented. It smells like watermelon. So if you don't mind scented things all over your lips, again, I already said I didn't love fragrance. And this was such a fun mask to use. It's interesting that it's a restorative clay mask. I definitely felt when I washed my face after that it was not as drying as a normal clay mask. Usually after a clay mask, I do a sheet mask, just like I did this time, because I've stripped everything out of my face and I want to get some moisture in. Who knows if this is really cleaning out my pores the way I want it to, but it definitely didn't feel as drying as a normal clay mask. So if that is why it's restorative, that's pretty cool. First time using it, that's just a first impression, but I am gonna give you guys a real review just like you asked. Thanks to everyone that asked a question. Again, please put a question down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.